in my life. I have someone who needs me, someone I needed so long. Oh, once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. Oh, once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Oh, someone.
Hey everybody, this is Chutney.
And this is Corey.
And we are back with episode number 10. 10, yay! Of Young, Black, Educated, and in Love. So this week we have, we've kind of merged two of the components in our title, Young, Black, Educated, and in Love. So we brought together the Black and the Educated piece. You just need something to do. So I think the title of this video is It's Okay to Be Black, right?
It's okay to be black.
It's okay to be black, but we wanted to merge again, as I said before, merge the education piece in there and talk a little bit about not only being black in our society, but then how that ties into the educational piece. So Corey's going to start out talking a little bit about being black in America, and I know that several of you have seen the documentaries and all that, but we're going to talk about what that means
this
for
is
us.
our black in America. That was their black in America.
This video.
Before we get going, I want to say we want to say happy Mother's Day.
Oh,
to
yes.
all of you beautiful mothers out there. Whatever race you are, but black women, keep doing your thing, raising our young black children.
Single black mothers, keep your heads
Single
up.
black mothers, keep doing your thing also. So we just wanted to give a shout out for all of that.
Yes.
But being black in America, this is not the same as a documentary. What we want to say is America has seemed to put a negative connotation in terms of blackness. We are known as ghetto. We're known as hood. I mean, and actually sometimes we glorify, that ourselves. But the truth is, it's not the definition for what it means to be black. I hate when I'm walking and I hear somebody of another race say, I'm acting black, and they doing all these things that's extra, just what they see on television. Stereotypical black. And so what happens as a result of that is you have a lot of black people who tend to run away from being black because they don't want to be associated with what people see as the negative aspect of being black. And we want to change that and say it's okay to be black. That's your race. That's your color. You can't change it. I don't care what skin cream you put on. You might tone up a little bit, get a little light. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you're still black at the end of the day. Chutney and I embrace our blackness. Yes, we both are working on degrees of higher education, but she's done. But we are happy being black. And we want to tell you that it's okay for you to be happy being black. And it's not a definition for blackness. Don't let the media tell you what it means to be black. Don't let other people tell you what it means to be black, because black people are different all over. And it's okay to be black. So Chutney is going to start off by discussing black education. Not blacks and education, black education. Mm-hmm. And so particularly historically black colleges, for you that's thinking about going to college, we're not saying you have to go, but what we're gonna say is think about, or at least give it a chance. And so she's gonna give you some information about historically black colleges.
So, as many of you may know, and some of you may not, I am a graduate of two historically black colleges and universities, or two HBCUs. Yeah. The first being Fort Valley State University in Georgia, and the second being And the second being, that was one of our little chants at Fort Valley, and the second being Tennessee State University in Nashville. It's a lot very similar, actually. It's kind of weird, but as with black people and the black race, there tends to be a negative connotation or a negative stigma surrounding HBCUs and black education. And a lot of that primarily comes from the fact that these schools identify as being historically black. And so people oftentimes think that these schools are all things black to all and only black people, and that's just not true. I interacted with several white teachers, international teachers from Middle Eastern countries. was thinking East, but I couldn't get the Middle Eastern part. From Middle Eastern countries, from Africa. So of course they were of African descent, but they were not African American. So there were a lot of white people, white students that were on HBCU campuses. I had several white teachers. So there was lots of diversity on these campuses.
So that's a misconception, right? That people
Yes,
think.
definitely. But I was trying to thought. Just that quickly. I know. But part of why these institutions have the title or have the names they do is because they were developed with black people in mind. They were developed at a time when the slaves were just being freed after the Civil War and needed institutions where they could be educated. And so the curriculum at the time, the different organizations and the traditions and the rituals and all of that were very Afrocentric and centered on black people and what they needed socially and educationally. So for those reasons, I believe that HBCUs are excellent sources of higher education, post-secondary education for black students of all races, but definitely black students because, again, they have a black focus. I thoroughly enjoy my experiences at both institutions. They helped me to become closer, get more in touch with my African American culture. I went to mixed high schools, so I didn't really have that experience. I know some people went to all black high schools, and so they want to see something different and they go to white institutions for college. I was somewhat the opposite. But I also want to let you know really quickly that there are several prominent individuals who went to HBCUs and graduated and went on to become famous or very successful in their careers. Wanda Sykes, is a very famous comedian, went to Hampton University. Common, FAMU. Erykah Badu went to Grambling. Taraji P. Henson went to Howard. Hill Harper went to Howard. P. Diddy started at Howard. Alice Walker, who wrote The Color Purple, went to Spelman. So there. Oprah Winfrey went to Tennessee State, which is one of my alma maters. So there, a lot of people out there doing big things, and then people who aren't so famous, who are doctors and lawyers and
Chutney, Walton.
Very prominent in the military. HBCUs, as a matter of fact, produce the largest number of, or the majority of individuals who go on to get graduate degrees come from HBCUs. They went there as undergrads. So we definitely think you should consider these institutions. If you have not started college, if you have and are going to pursue graduate degrees, please consider them for your graduate education, especially depending on what programs you're looking at. So if we don't support these institutions, we can't depend on anyone else to do so. So they've come under very intense attack lately, so we have to support our institutions. So
yes, and so support the HBCUs. We're not saying you have to go, but please consider it. And just to let y'all know, another famous person that is thinking about going to an HBCU is yours truly right here. I'm not famous, but even after my PhD, I'm thinking about going back to do some stuff, possibly at a historically black college, and so I'm excited about that potential opportunity. The next part is the educated black person, and I'm gonna make this pretty quick. A lot of times people get education, run from their blackness. And what we want to say is you don't have to run from your blackness. Chutney and I, we both consider ourselves to be educated individuals. And we embrace our blackness. We love our blackness. When we were in our programs, this to answer the question that someone asked us, we both fully embraced our blackness. And honestly, it makes you embrace it even more because you realize that it's a lack of black people in your programs at that level of education, and we wanted people to know we're proud and that black people are able to get these degrees. And we want to just tell you, if you go on into these institutions, you get your education, embrace your blackness, because that's the only way it's going to be. We're going to be able to change and make black look good, because America tells us black is bad, but if you show all these educated individuals that's proud of being black, it changes the image of blackness. But if you run from blackness after you get your education, you just confirming what everybody else says, and then it makes it look like, okay, so this, you actually creating a whole nother race. This is the educated black race, and then this is black people. And that's not what, that's separation. And we need to come together, and we need to show the younger people that it's okay to be proud of being black. We want them to be proud in their elementary, middle, high schools, and when they go to college, proud of being black, because it's not a bad thing to be black. I love it, she loves it, and so we just want you to love it also if you're black. And so we got more videos we want to do around this topic. We just wanted to hit it today. We just wanted to hit some quick topics today, but we have some more stuff we want to talk about as we continue to talk about dating. We're going to continue to talk about education, but we want to make sure we include blackness because we both are black and proud. And so anything else, baby, you want to say? Well, we thank you for tuning in today, and we hope that you learned something, and we hope that you tune in next week for another episode. We will start back our videos on Thursday. Oh, actually, we won't. Not this Thursday because Chutney is graduating. But we will have another episode of Young Black Educated and in Love next Monday. And so thank you for tuning in. We love you for the support. And thank you.